Hello again, gamers. Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I'm the Captain.
And I'm Alex.
And today we're going to be reviewing the Witches expansion for Mythic Mischief. This one is a whole new faction. It is the Witches. The Witches are kind of like the popular girls in school, and they have their own cool magical abilities. So first off, what do you get when you get the Witches? You get their dice, of course. You get the Witches board with all of their abilities and their ability to do their own engine building on their board.
You get the miniatures, of course. You get three of them that you use as your game players.
Yes, these are. Let me get her to focus. There we go. Get the camera to focus on her. There's the second witch. And which one did you grab? That one?
Yeah.
And then there's the last one with the cauldron. She's my favorite. I like the witch with the. I like the witch with the cauldron there. It's really cool. Very cool looking minis. You get, of course, their little tray with their tomes and their symbols, and you get their own little pamphlet of rules, which include all of their abilities. So we're going to take turns going over the abilities. I'll do the first one. I'll pass it to you. So the first one is Enchant. Now, the Enchant is the witch's movement ability for moving an opponent's piece. They can move a neighboring ally or enemy one space clockwise or counterclockwise around your mythic. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the weaker abilities. I find it. You disagree, though.
I think it is useful. You can only move them one space around you, but and then a board that's as small as this, actually, you can do a pretty good job, I think.
I think it's situational at best. I feel like this one's not one of their better abilities.
Yeah.
Because abilities that allow you to move someone away from you or towards you feel more used than an ability that's like you're going to move around me. Like there are occasions where it's going to work, where you're going to put someone in the path of the Tome Keeper, but overall I would say it's actually one of my less enjoyed moving of your opponent's pieces kind of abilities. The thing that kind of saves it for me is that you can do it with your own pieces. You can move one of your own pieces, and that makes it very versatile, and I do like that.
Yeah. Every faction has a way to manipulate the bookshelves. Theirs is Manifest, which is they can just take a bookshelf from one place in the library and put it somewhere else as long as it's adjacent to a witch. So you can basically teleport bookshelves across the entire library.
So the bookshelf has to start adjacent to a witch and move adjacent to a different witch. Right. So as long as you position your witches correctly, you can move it anywhere you like. This, in my opinion, is the hands down best bookshelf manipulating ability in the game. Better than any of the other factions. This is, in my opinion, the ability that makes these guys stand out. The witches are really cool for Manifest. The kind of alterations they can do are just insane with this ability.
Yeah.
You're going to thoroughly agree on that?
It's a fantastic bookshelf ability. I don't know if it's my favorite. I like another one, I think, a little bit better.
Yeah, I think you said you like the Trolls one.
Yeah, the Trolls is better.
The Trolls is good, but I think this is better. Only caveat, it's not better when playing against the Trolls.
Yeah.
But in general, I think it's a better ability. Moving on, their legendary ability is Remodel, which allows you to rearrange one bookshelf and clutter in the library. You literally get to pick up one bookshelf and clutter and put them back down anywhere they legally can go. This is also a phenomenal ability. I did get to use it to one really great effect where I totally altered the path that the Tome Keeper was going to travel, because if you're careful about where you place these, again, these guys are the masters of board manipulation, the witches. If you're careful about where you place these, you can totally alter the path of the Tome Keeper with that one.
Yeah. And then I agree. Well, I didn't use it nearly as effective as you did, but in the right way, in the right circumstance, absolutely, very, very powerful. And then the after lunch special is called Bewitch, and that basically means you put the marker underneath one of your witches, and that witch cannot be moved by the opponent as long as they're on it. So if you want to control an area, want to stay there, don't want to get thrown in front of the Tome Keeper, or don't want to get pushed off into another space, or because so many of the other factions, their abilities are to move the enemies.
And there's some great movement abilities, like the monsters being able to do the throw and move you to the opposite side of the monster. Right. Stopping them from doing that is amazing.
Yes.
Which that I think is a better movement ability than Enchant. But that said, this totally stops you from doing that. Sorry, you can't move me.
And this is, like we said in the original review, this is the picking the right faction to go against the other faction. Once you get these abilities kind of figured out, you can really make an interesting game out of it.
Oh, yes. All right, so I want to go first on the rating for the witches. All right, so So obviously this is the rating. This is a rating for an expansion, and this is an expansion to Mythic Mischief. Feel free to check out our review for Mythic Mischief if you'd like to see how you play a game of Mythic Mischief. But what does this add to the game of Mythic Mischief? This adds in a whole new faction that has completely unique and different abilities from everything in the base set and from the other expansions.
Right.
And in my opinion, has a couple of abilities that are amazingly fun. Specifically, I really love Manifest. I really love Remodel. Both of those abilities are fantastic. They add in whole new mechanics to the game that, in my opinion, thoroughly increase the variability in regarding to adding these on to be another faction that you can choose from. Anyone who bought Mythic Mischief, I would 100% recommend also getting the Witches because they add in so much. They add in a lot of variability in regard to playstyle because they're totally different from all the other factions there. And because of those reasons, I am going to give the Witches 10 out of 10 stars because they are a fantastic expansion to Mythic Mischief that is one that you will want to play. Like, if you get them, you will want to use them, you will want to play against them, you will want to try them out in combinations versus all of the other factions. And for all those reasons, I have to go 10 out of 10 stars for Witches. This is a fantastic expansion to Mythic Mischief.
Okay, I agree. This is a fantastic expansion. I think all of the factions bring different things to the game, and so each one of them changes the game up in a very different way. And if you really like the game, you should get the expansions. I think that goes without saying because it completely changes the way the game is played.
Yes.
Now, as related to the other factions, I think they're not quite as impressive. I think they're fun to play with, but I like the other ones, some of the other ones better. So I'm going to give it a 9 then out of 10. If I think you should get a different expansion maybe than this one, and you'll see the others that we talk about.
So I'm going to thoroughly disagree with you. These are actually my favorite faction right now.
Out of
all the factions.
Okay.
But I respect your 9.
Okay.
That's a good placement because you had a 9.5 on the base game and now a 9 on this expansion. So that lets you know that basically you're not a huge fan of this faction, but you do enjoy the variety that they give. So all that keeps it up to
every faction's good.
Yeah.
If you get the game, you should get every faction. Is what I'm saying. But
I'm gonna agree with that statement. I think we're gonna probably say it again in the other reviews of the other factions as well.
Right.
But there you have it. That is our review for the Witches expansion for Mythic Mischief. If you enjoyed this review and you'd like to see us do more like it, be sure to give it a like, share it on all forms of social media. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Board Game Captain. That's Captain spelled with a K on YouTube. And stay tuned for our expansions of the other 2 factions coming soon. And until next time, game on.